This is an in-depth tutorial on how to tie double half-hitch knots. Many people struggle to learn the double half-hitch knot. When I first started, it was the most difficult knot for me to learn. So hopefully this tutorial helps. And what I'm going to show you is how to tie a double half-hitch knot going in a straight line across, and then how to change direction, as well as how to go down at an angle, making a rounded bend versus a sharper bend. So first I take a cord and fold it in half, and I go around the back of the rod and then bring the cords through this loop, and that's my lark's head knot. Right, now I'm going to start tying my double half-hitch knots. So the first cord is my leader cord. I'm not actually going to tie any knots with this cord. However, all of the cords behind this are called the filler cords, and they are what are going to actually tie knots around the leader cord. So my leader cord goes across the top of the filler cords. Now I'll take my first filler cord from behind, and I'm going to put that over the front of the leader cord, round the back, and through the loop. Now this is the part where some people might roll this up really quickly and end up with some funny looking knot like that. So the trick here is, once you pull the filler cord through the loop, you're going to see that this here is my half-hitch knot. Now I want to make sure, as I'm bringing that up, that I don't lose the form of this knot. So the knot has stayed with me all the way through to the top, and I'm just going to tug that up against the lark's head knot. And now I'm going to repeat the same to make a double half-hitch knot. So that was a half-hitch knot. By repeating the same with the same filler cord, I'm going to create a double half-hitch knot. So my filler cord goes over the leader cord, around the back of the leader cord, and through the loop. There you can see my half-hitch knot. I'm going to bring that up and line it up next to the other one, forming a double half-hitch knot. Now you can see that this double half-hitch knot is kind of hanging at an angle, whereas what we want is to create a straight line across. So using my next filler cord, I'm going to align that in a more straight direction. So my filler cord comes from behind the leader cord, over the top of the leader cord, round the back, and through the loop. There is my half-hitch knot. And this time, because I want to make sure that the knot is snug up against the top of the lark's head knot, I'm just going to come in at an angle. So you can see that now that's right up against the lark's head knot. And then I'm going to straighten that just by pushing it to the side. And then again with my filler cord over the top of the leader cord, around the back of the leader cord, through the loop, forming a half-hitch knot, bringing that up next to the other one to create double half-hitch knot. And now you can see that the double half-hitch knots are snug up against the top. So I'm going to continue, take my next filler cord over the top of the leader cord, round the back of the leader cord, and through the loop, see where my half-hitch knot is, and make sure I don't lose the form of that knot as I come up. And again to create the double half-hitch knot. Okay, now I'm just going to repeat that all the way across, and then I'll show you how you change direction. If you're new to macrame and you're wanting to learn some basic knots, please have a look in the description for some links to my basic macrame knots tutorials, and hopefully those can help you learn some other cool knots. One other important thing to remember is before you actually pick up your next filler cord, just make sure that your lark's head knot is snug up against the rod. Otherwise you'll end up with a bit of a loose, messy row at the top. So this is now my last lark's head knot that I need to tie. Okay, now I'm at the end, so I'm just tying double half-hitch knots as I have with all the other filler cords. Okay, and that's my first row. Now what I want to do is change direction. So I take my leader cord and turn it towards the left over the top of all of the filler cords. And I'll take my first filler cord from behind and I put that over the top of the leader cord and then through the loop we've just created. So now you can see that there is my half hitch knot, and I'm going to roll that up and just align that underneath the other knot on top. Okay, and that's my half hitch, so I'm just going to repeat again to get double half hitch knot. So over the top of the leader cord, round the back and through the loop, form my half hitch, and then bring that up slowly. And again, you'll see it's not snug right up against the line above, but as I tie my next double half hitch knot, I'm just going to do the same thing I did before, where I come in at a bit of an angle just to make sure that there's no excess cord, and then turn that in the direction that I want. And again, to make my double half hitch knot, and you'll see now that's staying up there a lot better. So I'm just going to keep tying these double half hitch knots, now going in the opposite direction. Every time that I see it's starting to get a bit loose, as I said, just come in at an angle, make sure there's no excess cord, and then just turn it to face the direction that you want it to face. Right, so we're nearing towards the end now, so I'm going to show you how you can go in a diagonal direction. So I'm just going to tie the very last double half hitch knot of the row, and now I want to take my leader cord and change direction. Take the first filler cord from behind, and as we were before, tie double half hitch knot. But this time, rather than making this face in a straight line direction, I'm just going to put it at a slight angle facing downward, and then tie the rest of the double half hitch knot at an angle. Then I'm going to take my next one, tie a double half hitch knot, and this time I'm going to leave some excess cord there. Taking my next one, I'm going to leave a little bit more excess cord than I did before, and a little bit more excess cord than I did before. So you'll see the excess cord is getting longer and longer, which is how I create the diagonal effect. And then when we get to the end of this row, I'll show you how you can make a rounded bend when you change direction, versus how you can make a bit more of a sharper bend when you change direction. You might also find that the knots might go from high to low. I normally just roll the higher ones down at the back, and that kind of straightens them up, but it's not very noticeable. Okay, so just getting towards the end here, tying my last double half hitch knot. Okay, and now to make a rounded bend, I'm just going to pull that last knot a little bit down, and then I'm going to take the leader cord goes across, take the filler cord, and again just tying a double half hitch knot as I did before. But this time, instead of lining it up underneath, I'm actually going to put it sideways, and then the other is just going to go slightly towards the direction that I'm knotting in. So you can see that's a lot more rounded, because I've tugged this one down and I've put that one sideways, and then that one is facing the direction I want to go. So I'm just going to tie another double half hitch knot with my next filler cord, and you'll see that's a bit of a rounded bend. Okay, if I wanted to tie a bit more of a sharper bend like that, as you can see here, So I just need to tug that back up as it was before. So again, leader chord changes direction. Take the first filler chord and tie a double half hitch knot. But this time I'm just going to leave a bit of excess cord here, just a little bit. And finish off my double half hitch knot. And just put that. And what I've done is just used the cord that's sticking out and just kind of formed a sharp effect. And that is all. If this tutorial was helpful, please hit the like button and let me know down in the comments below. Thank you for watching.